Good morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Peter.
Yo, how you doing?
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
Right, we'll said hello to everybody. Now, the unfortunate thing, or the fortunate thing, depending on which way you look at it, is there's nothing to talk about this week. There's nothing going on in the news unless you know something that's happening. It's decidedly quiet. Looking through the BBC news site and the Guardian, there was nothing. Oh, Peter's disappearing again.
Well, he hasn't been here 5 seconds. I don't know. What do we do with him?
We're back.
We had a very sad event this weekend in the Birmingham area. A little 2-year-old baby boy was killed when a car mounted the pavement and crushed his pram against a wall. The worst part is the man got out the car and ran away. He did get caught. And has been remanded in custody, which is most unusual for a motoring offence. But I think it's because he ran away that they've probably done that.
Yeah, because he might run away again. And we say good morning to Claire. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, all. There's a beach theme today. Yes, we'd all love to be on the beach. I think that's we're looking forward to the sun. I'm saying good morning to Chris, and Chris is saying hello, Stephen, John, and Peter. And Peter's back.
When we say on the beach, we don't mean the Neville Shute version of on the beach, where everybody ends up dead. So
that was Nathan that works for me. How you bossing it? I said, what have I told you about Thursdays at 10 o'clock? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
At least you know he's working.
Well, there's a little... There was a fact come on my local newspaper that 50% cycling has gone up 50%.
Good.
50%. And I waited for 3 comments. Oh, that's good. Something else.
Yeah.
Then the third one says, be nice. And then they came, well, I hope you're teaching them not to go through red lights, this and that and that, and this and that and that. And I had a brilliant time because I took every challenge and just swatted them back and swatted them. And the next thing, Facebook says you're not getting to post anymore at the moment because it can be seen as spamming. And I was laughing. So one guy, he says, but he came back at me. And I says, look, I've driven a chieftain tank. I've driven a lorry. I've driven a bus. I'm an advanced motorist. No, I'm a cyclist. I'm a cycle runs leader. So as you can see, I've seen it from both sides. But here's my challenge to you, sir. Come out with me on a bike. Are you up for the challenge? Nothing. Gone. 0. Gone.
Blood pressure, Pete. Blood pressure. Blood pressure.
Blood pressure's great.
It would be so bad, but you're actually only talking about cycling. I mean, if you want to get worked up, then wait to the politics bit. Okay, anyway, over to Claire. And Claire's saying there's also a lilac tinge to John and Stephen. Lilac.
No, we've just been out in the sun.
Have, yeah.
That's sun.
Yeah, that's definitely sun. That's a leaflet delivering sun.
And this is an allotment sun. And Peter's is I'm stuck in the garage, son.
What, sorry?
I said Peter's is I'm stuck in the garage, son.
yeah. But I have been out on my bike just lately. It was great.
But you can't see your face when you're on the bike.
Sorry, I was speaking.
You've got your safety glasses. You've got your thing around your face, protecting your face. That's why you don't get any sun on your bike.
You'd be surprised. I actually came home that day and I felt a bit. I actually get sunstroke when I'm going out, and sometimes you have to put on sun cream when you're out there, you know. So So Do you know, I built a group in my next door, 23 people. This is what gets me. 23 people have joined the group. I put out a survey. What time would suit? Out of 23, only 4 have replied. What's that all about?
It's one tick to join a group in next door. That's its problem.
Right.
Are you advertising on there, Peter?
Yes, I am. I actually got £1,000 job off of that at one stage. So, but it's not cheap because the minimum price is about 50 quid.
Because our local next door is full of 5G is poisonous type people.
Yeah,
The majority of them are idiots, but yeah.
Our one's starting to go. I've put people to it. So we're starting to use it now. And people are told, hey, listen, that's commercial. They can just throw you off anytime if they want, you know. People say, I got kicked off. So yeah, you got kicked off because you were promoting your business. That's why. Why should I have to pay? I says, I have to pay because that's how they make their money.
In the for sale section, there are quite often some things that are, well, weird is the only answer.
Yeah. No, we've got a nice neighbour. I mean, I'll tell you one thing I done. I put a picture up about a car, right, that has been abandoned and burnt out, and it was lying there for over a year. I had got in touch with my counsellor about it, but when I put it on there, it was quite funny. It was gone the next day. So it has its purposes, and I used 3 words as well to give them a precise location.
We say good morning and welcome back to Corinda, who's watching us on YouTube.
Okay.
Say hello to Fons, who's watching us on Facebook. Over to Claire. And Claire is saying, I got out on the bike this weekend. Great to see friends for the first time in ages. We're getting, we'll come to that in a minute. Chris is saying hello to everybody. And Corinda is saying, how was episode? Need a bit more information, Corinda.
Now,
before we can answer
one
that.
of the things, John, have you noticed I've had a nice haircut?
Yeah, well, what do you do? Get the clippers out.
No,
Sheila in charge of them.
No, we can go to the hairdresser.
Oh yeah, of course you can.
We can't.
We can't.
So I noticed.
Yeah. I mean, you're ahead of us for a week, literally.
Do you know something that makes you? I've got to tell you. Remember that advert? I need a trimming edge. I'll tell you, it was wonderful. I feel great getting that haircut. How's Nick?
I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I've got a Turkish hairdressers, and excellent they are. And there's no appointment system. Angelica's booked in to go on April 12th. She had to make an appointment. There's no appointment system. You're queue at the door. Hopefully, it's going to be a fine day. And say good morning to Nick. And over to Claire.
Celia hasn't had her haircut for over a year, and it's right down here because she's been sheltering.
Yes. Understandable.
But she stopped sheltering now, as of Monday.
This is one of those days where I'm not going to get a word in edgeways. I'm just going to sit here, enjoy the sun. Claire's saying there are 2 more weeks until I get my haircut. And over to Chris. And Chris is saying good morning, Nick. Okay, and the comments are coming in thick and fast. Absolutely brilliant. Aberdeen's looking nice this time of year. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't think Peter's backdrop is actually Aberdeen, is it, Peter?
No, it's not Aberdeen. I don't even know where it is, but I want to be there.
Abu Dhabi than Aberdeen.
The thing is, I turned my camera to look out the window there for you just now because it's very sunny today.
Well, okay then. The floor's yours, Peter, if you want to turn your camera.
No, it didn't work. It's not showing.
All right.
So here's me turning the camera. Okay.
You need to take the backdrop. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not worked.
No, it's not worked. So I'm putting my camera outside the window. It doesn't matter. But there you go. Yeah, it's a very sunny day here in Aberdeen. If you could hear you can't hear anything, can you? Around about me.
No.
Well, I'll tell you something. Right next door to me is a big industrial lawnmower cutting the council grass. And what a racket it's making. And it just shows you how good that our crisp is. Making a racket.
Yesterday morning, 7:25, they cut the grass outside our house. Bloody annoying it was. Great big red Ferrari of gang mowers it was.
Okay, let's catch up with Fonz.
The balloon has burst.
Saying my best wishes to Corinda Singh. Good to hear he's been discharged and slowly on the road to recovery. And Corinda is saying, and we all agree with that, Fonz. Corinda is saying, thanks, Fonz. Still haven't got my voice back yet. It'll come, Corinda. Where's John's? Right. Okay. You see, your backdrop. It's been retired for the summer. And that's the Crisp AI link if you want to have the noise reduction system.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So I suppose the thing is that we're all looking forward to, if I can find it on my list. Well, in England, we're looking forward to April 12th. Because that's the next major step forward. John and I can go and get a haircut. We can go to the gym. Lots of things that we can actually do. Meetings change as well, John. We can meet up with more people.
I think so. I think there's no change to the 6 next week. I don't think that comes until next month, May. I think it's still 6 people outdoors.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong.
Yeah. And the shop's open. Our local shopkeepers can open their shops. I mean, I don't understand how they've managed to survive with no income at all, apart from government money.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think of the background? Do you think of the beach and the young lady?
It's not a beach.
Well,
It's a lake.
It is, in fact, a lake with a sand thing, and it's at Corley Moor, and it's about 500 yards from the M6. The M6 is behind where the photo's taken from.
They've got a place like a mere, it's called, in Blackpool Mere or something like that. It was nice. I was down there camping. This
has got a hotel and various other things and restaurants and stuff in the grounds because it's closed at the moment.
Yeah. It has the problem with staying in Britain. It's going to cost a fortune to go anywhere because the prices are whacked up.
They are. They're totally out of... Well, I mean, basically, it's their normal charges plus a little bit to make up for lost time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's an inaccurate statement. I think it's their normal charges plus a big bit to make up for last time.
Well, yeah. Well, wouldn't you do the same? I mean, there's a limited number of places for people to go on holiday to. Now's the time to get some of your money back.
I've got to say that I've kept my prices round about the same all year.
But you've continued to trade, whereas these people haven't had that opportunity, have they?
Yeah.
So they've had to maintain their buildings, etc., and without income, really.
Yeah.
And then once the furlough is over, then we'll see how it goes. It might not go to plan. for some.
Well, they do feel that there's so much pent up spending that we're going to recover quite quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I've spent a few bob recently on kitchen. I got my KitchenAid, by the way. It was £500.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.
An awful lot of money.
Look,
Sorry?
no, awful lot of dough, John.
Yeah,
Ah,
do.
ah,
But you
ah.
know something? It actually saved one hell of a lot of time because I was getting guilty at watching Sheila kneading that bread for 12 minutes. It just whisked it up in no, well, 7 minutes it takes. Poor Sheila was sweating over that table.
Just to put a loaf on the table. God, you
Yeah.
make
Yeah, I like making. I've actually really enjoyed it. It's
so you've got it now, so it's fulfilling your need to mix it up.
yes, aye.
Fulfilling your need
Yeah, I
to
need
mix. Oh, where
too
are you?
much plain words today.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, God.
April the 12th.
Yeah. Next week's time's fine.
I think this is the quietest we've been.
Nick agrees with your choice of kitchen gadget, Peter.
Yes, I put out a survey on the site. I says, what would you get? And people said they'd love a KitchenAid. And so I done I done a video yesterday of it whirring round. And then when I unopened the package and everything, I looked in and I said to them, it's mainly ladies in the thing. I said, are you jealous? But it's been good fun. So I try and bake and people come in and watch me and have a laugh. We'll have a good laugh, you know.
It was my daughter's birthday on Saturday. However, my wife insisted it was on Sunday, and when she came round on Saturday, she was a bit disappointed to find we didn't have a card or anything because we hadn't been to the shops yet. Anyway, I told her it's her 30th, so that's it from now on. No more celebrating your birthday.
But you're making up for it this
Yeah,
afternoon. You're making up for it this afternoon.
Yeah, Dottie hunting. Oh, Dottie came over on Sunday to the allotments. We had a children's Easter egg hunt and quiz.
Uh-huh.
So Alice brought her over and they did the quiz together.
Oh, good.
Oh, I just can't. My dog was howling like a banshee just now.
We did hear the dog actually.
Could you hear it? Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really, really loud.
But it didn't sound like howling like a banshee, but you could hear the dog.
Oh, I had to go and
Probably
see
defeated Crisp.
the defeated Crispin, yeah.
Yes.
It was extra loud.
Crisp cures 99% of all household noises,
Yeah.
except for dogs.
I'll tell you what a quiet show so far, is it? Is it meaning there's nothing much to talk about, is there?
There's nothing happening. I mean, the government's being run by decree, so there's no arguments in Parliament because there's nothing to discuss because the government can do what it wants.
Yeah.
It can. Yeah.
The only thing it's what. On you go, John.
I was saying, talking to Chris, have you noticed that Gary Lineker's gone off the Walkers adverts and been replaced by Paddy McGuinness?
Is he indeed? Wow.
Seems you can't hide from Paddy McGuinness wherever you go.
Right.
Yeah, you can. Just don't watch quizzes on on television. Yeah. Okay. So it is.
I'm seeing just now in my feeds is about Northern Ireland. There's a lot of trouble over there at the moment.
I don't know why it's gone like it has. It's a real disappointment.
Yeah. No, well, the reason was Sinn Féin went to a big funeral for an ex-IRA man,
That
and
was months ago.
I know,
That
but
was
they've
last
not.
year.
Yeah, but they've not forgotten it. That's the problem. And then because of this problems on the border,
Yeah.
the youth are rioting because of it, and it's just on a knife edge again.
Yeah, people are protesting because they feel let down by as Peter says, by the border regulations and what's going to happen after the period of grace that's in effect at the moment, because effectively it makes Northern Ireland part of Southern Ireland, well, part of Ireland, the island of Ireland, as far as trade is concerned.
Yeah. The big debate in Scotland just now was George Galloway has actually said to Alex Salmond, he said, "You and me, a debate with Andrew Neil. Are you up for it?" Alex Salmond hasn't replied because George and Alec are fighting STV and the BBC because they're not getting to go on any platforms to argue for their political parties. Yeah. So they says we've got a right as much as Labour, as much as Conservative, as much as the SNP to get us. And if you don't take us on, we're suing you. Were you aware of that?
Nope.
That's the big debate in Scotland at the moment.
Yeah, well, we don't get much Scottish news down here. And that isn't a joke.
Yeah.
That's a serious statement. We don't get much Scottish
Yeah,
news down
absolutely. It's absolutely true. Why would you need to know? But you should.
It's part of the UK. We get this. It's on Sky News. I can say it's covered on Sky News whenever the First Minister has something to say. It actually makes it onto the news. So
Yeah.
and as far as obviously the whole Alex Salmond affair was covered widely on Sky News as well, and on the BBC. So
Yeah.
we do get to know, but we don't know the ins and outs and intricacies. And we do know George Galloway's gone back, but we don't know why. And Rula Lenska and he will always be. I don't know.
If you mention Pussycat to him on Twitter, he'll block you.
Yeah.
So what's happening with George? I'll let you tell what happened with George Galloway. He's came back to Scotland to fight the SNP. Nicola Sturgeon is fighting. It's her constituency that I believe he's went in to fight her. Yeah. And that's the reason why. And he's trying to get everybody to vote tactically. And he's putting up who you should vote for. Even he's doing Conservative. But the Conservatives aren't playing ball with it. And that's the problem.
Stephen says he's logged in. Please let me in.
He's hiding.
Well, I've just got a messenger just came up and it says, "Logged in, chaps. Let me in. Okay, see you next week."
Well, where is he logged in? I couldn't see him.
No, there's no mention on here.
What time was that posted?
10:07.
Oh, right, okay.
I only noticed it had flashed up.
Well, we must have been deep in conversation. Teaching to be on time.
Do any of you guys go to B&M?
We've got one about 20 minutes away, but no. Do you
If
go?
you download their app, they've got an app, right? And you pick up an object and maybe it's £10, right? And you go bleep with the app, their app, barcode reader. Sometimes it's actually down to £5. So,
Right.
yeah, it's because it looks the same, but what they do is a slight variation of some stock. And what they do is they take in the new stock. It's not, the price isn't shown, but the old stock sits there as well. But if you look at the app and go bing, you'll get a really good bargain seemingly. Who joined there just now?
And Nick is saying, if they had a referendum about Scotland's independence and let the English vote, the SNP keep missing this obviously guaranteed tactic.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Nick, everybody, would you vote to put me out of the UK?
Yes. To be honest with you, it has about zero relevance to me.
Well, I would vote stay, Peter.
Okay, that's good to know. Because I would vote. I vote for stay.
I know that you would like to stay and that a lot of people would like to stay. But to be honest with you, Peter, if you asked the average man in the street in England, he wouldn't give a toss.
No. Some I have met people when I work alone. Yeah, get rid of that jocks. Yeah, bloody morning, taking our money. You know, I've heard that.
Well, we regularly see that per head you get more money from the government than we do. But then there's a lot less of you as well.
Did you know the big problem? Let's go back to this. What happened is a lot of the SNP offices were encouraged to take the grant, and they weren't entitled to it, seemingly. And Nicola Sturgeon said to put them back, only because it's been found out. It's about 10 grand per constituency or something like that. I don't know the exact figures, but that's what's happened. And it was money that was meant to go to businesses, and she hasn't spent all the contingency money for the businesses, and that's kind of backfired too, I've heard. You know, it was to help people, well, like me if I was in trouble, you know.
Yeah.
Their own party offices claimed it, and now they have to hand it back. When people make British humour and tell a joke, oh, you better meet me in another forum for that. I'll take you onto my show and we can talk about antiques. Antiques. I'll bring on George, my friend, the watchmaker. I think you've met him. You have. He's a watchmaker.
Joke Street Journal on Facebook, if you need some reference for British humour. It's a Facebook group.
Yeah. Nobody get... The problem is in UK, if you write something, people sometimes don't see it as a joke and they take it very personally. You can't joke. But what I would do is I'll go and look up a guy called Bernard Manning, and you'll see old British humour.
That's not typical British humour, not of today anyway. Just to read out.
Years ago he was okay, but today he'd be totally and utterly unacceptable, as per Alf Garnett.
I'll tell you something else, Chris. I'm going to tell you a programme to go and look up on YouTube, because we are good neighbours. Go and look up Love Thy Neighbour. Do you remember that one?
It's that old, it's probably in black and white.
It is up there, you know. Jack Smethurst was his name.
Rudolph, what was his name? Rudolph something or other, the black man.
Yeah.
It was Rudolph somebody or other. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's changed the background day to day, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
What I sometimes look at clips of, and it's the old Carry On films, and I understand them more now that I'm an older. And for its day, it was sometimes to the bone, don't you think?
Yes, there was. I noticed the other day that Carry On Up the Khyber was on the TV.
Yeah.
That was seemingly the best one. That was voted the best Carry On film.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Get some tiffin. It was quite a funny film. I liked it. But do you know who I liked the best? I think his name was Gene Autry, the guy with the round glasses. Remember him?
Gene Autry, was he not a country singer?
No, maybe the wrong. Gene
was a cowboy, wasn't he?
No, was it
Yeah.
Hawtrey or something like that? He was an alcoholic, seemingly, but he was so funny. I liked him. Yeah.
Do you mean with the funny eyes?
No, that was Marty Feldman.
Yeah.
I watched I'll tell you what's a funny thing. No, a real thing. There was one of the guys in it. I can't remember his name. But he wanted the part of a Royal Navy officer, and this is absolutely no way. You could never be a Royal Navy officer the way you look. Well, during World War II, he was a Royal Navy officer on a warship. But I've forgotten all their names now, you know.
A Royal Navy officer on a warship that looks a bit weird in World War II. Stop talking about the Duke of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Okay. Sid James.
Yeah.
Bernard Breslin.
Bernard Breslin.
Charles Autry.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you meant, not Gene Autry. Gene Autry was a cowboy.
Kenneth Williams as well. He was quite a funny guy. I could only take so much of him, though, you know. And the other one, it was a paratrooper. What's his name again? Carry On Jack. Bernard Cribbin.
Hattie Jakes. Yeah. Let's have a female comedian.
Yeah, Hattie
Jakes. Windsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joan Sims.
Yes. Hattie Jakes as well.
Did you watch them?
I did when they were, yes.
That was a very long time ago in an earlier lifetime, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was probably around about Burnley, before I got to Finhaven.
Well, Sheila tells me when she used to work on the wards, she was geriatrics, you know, old people. And she says, see, when a Carry On film, it was good because all we heard from the men in the wards was giggling and laughing. And she says it done them a world of good sitting watching that because it really took it off their problem, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says they loved the Carry On film. Do you know he had his book stolen? Bob Monkhouse, all his jokes in it. Hey, I remember Bridget has come in. After we finished yesterday, Stephen, what's the other lady that does live?
Sorry?
She was a tap dancer. She's from Hollywood, I think. From Be.Live. Molly
Mahoney.
Yeah. So if you go to Molly, I think it's Molly Mahoney / and then put in wow. I was watching it yesterday, and it's actually got a blog thing that finishes your blog. You write in so much, then it fills in the rest. It knows what you're thinking. It's very good. And if you tap it through her link, you get 20,000 free words to do.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and there's used to be this piece of software. I don't know whether John's heard of it. It's called The Last One. And the last one was the last piece of software you'd ever need to buy, because the last one was capable of writing programs for you. It could do your coding. So you just threw the idea at it and it created the program for you that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good title. It was a good spiel, but it never worked. And I think that the thing about blogging to me, and we'll go with this one, is that blogging is personal. If you're writing a blog, it's you writing, it's your words. If it's a factory created blog, does it have the same sense of being you?
Well, the guy was showing us at work, and there's 7 reasons why, and they would start, and then it would fill it. To me, it looked really good because I can't blog, I can't think enough, you know, and so I thought it was quite good.
Okay. So you're going to give it a try?
Sorry.
Are you going to give it a try?
I'll have a look at it, yeah, if it's free. Get to it. Well, there's a pro version, it's $29 a month where it looks at. But listen, there was something she had new yesterday. You can make your own cards, and it's on Be.Live. Do you know about that yet, Stephen?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I can give you a link. It's called, just a moment. I can't whilst I'm live, but I can give you an example.
Yeah.
It is an editor, and thank you for the in, Peter. If you carry on talking while I'll stop myself.
Yeah,
I'm going
you
to
go.
freeze. Hang on. What I'm going to do,
He's going from Australia.
I'm going to freeze my camera.
Okay.
Right, so you can still hear me, but I'm frozen.
Okay.
That's not good. That's not a good pose, is it? Hang on.
You're off
He's gone to flipping Stonehenge again.
No, it's been Stonehenge for a while.
I'm still here, but I'm looking for something. So carry on.
It's okay.
Well, can I say hello to Jacqueline Hynes, who is, I suppose, my sister-in-law, because she's married to Celia's brother, and they're in Adelaide.
Oh, Adelaide. I discovered that I can understand you in Afrikaans. I speak Dutch. Afrikaans.
That's Brigetti then, isn't it? Because she's in South Africa.
All right, okay.
Well, welcome to a mad programme, Jacqueline, because we don't seem to have anything to talk about this week.
Oh.
So we're talking about irrelevant things in the main, like carry-on films.
Yeah.
Stephen is definitely frozen, but I think
Yeah.
he's frozen by choice.
And I'm sweating with the heat in this room. I left it on overnight.
You know when you go and look for something, it's not where you left it. That's where I am at the moment. So
is it not part of the platform when you open up, Stephen?
I'm looking for a set of keys that I left somewhere safe and can't find at the moment.
Oh look, John, just give me a chance to find what I'm looking for first. Okay.
Okay, to my word.
I mean, okay. I've been looking for weeks for this set of keys. Right. The 6, 7, 8 music show.
Oh, right.
That's a good one. This was created using the new Be.Live editor, Peter.
Okay.
Basically, it's free to use for everybody. You've got a set of backgrounds, or you can upload your own. It takes your own image, your own Be.Live image, and you can add a second person as well, and you can add 2 lines of text. It's basic, but it works, and it is effective. No, it's effective. I've used it.
And is that on the actual platform when you open it up as the host?
It'd be one of the options that appears when you go to Be.Live. It's not there yet, but I can post a link afterwards. I think it's editor.belive, but something like that. So I can come back.
Jackie, can men get a haircut in Australia or in Adelaide? Because that's one of our hot topics, because you can't in England, but Peter's in Scotland and he's had his haircut, which is most annoying because I'm kind of fed up with mine.
I think it was December I last did a haircut.
We haven't been able to get a haircut since about November, I think it is. So
They surprised us. They surprised us by shutting things down. So we were caught on the hop, as it were. Okay. Okay. 2 words. COVID passports. Should we have them or should we not? Should they be for everything? Should they just be for some things?
Personally, I would take one. I would carry it.
I have no issue with having a vaccine passport. I'm not going anywhere, but you know.
You know my views on it. I would have everything else on it as well. You're a papier ditter. Who are you? Where are you from?
I mean, they missed a trick here because they've not been consistent when they've actually been vaccinating people. If when you've been vaccinated, you have been given a card, then that will be sufficient. I mean, 95% of the over 60s have been vaccinated. 95% of the over 60s should have a card in their hands now. Yeah.
Oh, mine's in my wallet in my pocket, but yeah, I've got one.
Oh, we haven't got one in Scotland.
But it's true that they haven't been giving out them to everybody in Birmingham as well. So Celia's had hers, but she didn't get a little card. She's got a sheet of paper instead.
So if you were to go to a country and before you went, they said you've got to have this job for that, that job for that. I'm on about yellow fever, all these sorts of things. You would do it, wouldn't you? on your holiday.
We have done it. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
It's
had.
like a guy said last night, there have been demands for over 70 years for vaccinations for certain things to travel to certain countries. Why are
Yeah.
we making so much fuss?
I know.
Oh, Jackie
Obviously,
says,
uh-huh.
oh,
Yeah.
Jackie says, yes, we can. I'm presuming that means, yes, you can have a haircut. Everything's pretty much running as normal. Very lucky, really. I wish it was normal here. It's driving me mad.
Okay, so Jackie's saying, yes, we can. Everything is pretty much running as normal. We're hoping that June 21st, things will be pretty much.
Yeah.
We won't be under martial law from June 21st.
Sure enough. Interesting. But how's the thing? Can I just ask you, is your partner, Angelica,
Hello,
is
yes.
she still a German citizen?
No, she's British.
Oh, she's British now, so she's not German citizen. But if
Been
she ever
British-
went to dual nationality again, which I think she can do.
She's been British for 30 years.
Okay. But Germans get a card, don't they, saying, here's your national insurance, that has everything about you, and you won't get a job without it. Am I correct in saying that?
Well, I think
Yeah,
Angelica's been
it's-
here a long time.
Yeah.
When Angelica converted, you couldn't keep your old nationality, could you, for Germany?
No, Angelica had to give up her German nationality in order to get British nationality because that were the rules at the time. The rules have since changed, and as soon as we voted to leave the EU, Angelica started the process of applying for a German passport again, so she would have dual nationality.
Yeah.
We are now 3 years down the track, and still the German establishment are asking questions. She may get it back, she may not. So far, it's cost money and time and driven her up the wall, but she will be once again be an EU citizen, hopefully in our lifetimes. It's not a fast thing; it's a slow thing.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
The only German I know with a Wiltshire accent, anyway. She does have a Wiltshire accent.
It is a Wiltshire accent. It's a genuine Wiltshire accent, which is quite handy. She's off out in about 40 minutes going canvassing.
Oh, yes, looking for votes, isn't she? For May, is it May the 4th or
no? That's Star Wars. May 6th is the local elections.
May the 5th is important to me. That's when I get my second jab.
All right.
Right.
A couple of my Germans just went. What was that?
Sorry. Hang on. I've got.
Yeah, it is totally true that if you've had a vaccination, you can still be carrying the virus.
Yeah.
It's totally true that you can still get COVID even if you've had 2 injections and the 2 weeks, but they would be very mild. That's the main objective of the vaccinations. It's not to stop you getting COVID, but to make sure it does very little damage when you do get it.
Well, but my policeman friend last year got COVID, big time, nearly died. He's not back to work. It's a year, okay? And I was talking about him about things, and he was going down to see his mother at Aberdeen, and he hit a bump in the road, and his airbag and everything came out. A policewoman turned up and said the first thing she said is, "Where are you going? Not are you okay or anything like that." And he got into an argument with her, and they were having a go at each other. Then he eventually said, "Look, I'm a policeman, and you don't know what you're talking about." And seemingly she's reported him, and he's reported her. So that's what's happening, folks. Nobody's right.
And of course, you haven't got different constabularies anymore, have you? You know.
Well, this is slightly different because ones are completely MOD police, and the other one's the local police. Two different things, really. You know, same as British Transport Police is different as well. You know, but it's just
BCP policemen are full and proper policemen.
Yes, oh yeah, so is he. But he hasn't worked for a year. He says, doubtful if he'll ever go back. He's had long COVID. It's a shame. And I was standing next to him. He says, Peter, I'm sure you got it as well. I'm sure I had it. I didn't know what to say I got it from him, but I'm sure I had it. So I was just exhausted. People are up saying, yeah. What gets me is these people that are walking about who've got it and they don't know. Surely they know they could have spread it. Surely they could have spread it to someone by now and they would have known. Who was you next to? What do you think?
No idea, really.
Right. So I believe in England you're going to be getting 2 tests a week. Is it going to be compulsory?
No, no,
Right.
it's not going to be compulsory. It wouldn't work. I mean, make anything in the UK compulsory, and it doesn't work.
Right. Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, are you going to do that 2 a week?
Well, I want to show you a map first. John, are you going to do it twice a week?
I haven't had a COVID test at all. So why should I start having them now?
I've had one test. And
but you didn't have any choice because the hospital told you to have the test.
Yeah? They did advise me. They said they won't see you again unless you had a test. So I went and got a test. So I'm just waiting for this page to load. Because one thing that the Guardian has been good at is actually, and it's going to take ages to load because I'm actually alive on the internet, and that's slowing my whole machine down. But I do want to show the image. Anyway,
I'll say next quote. He said, "They say it's not compulsory, but it will be."
They're only lateral flow tests anyway, aren't they? They're not reliable. So what's the point?
Please. Where did you read that?
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to load. Oh dear. Right, in that case, I'll tell you about the 678 music show. Peter's heard this before, but I'm sure he won't mind. I discovered a new, I joined the site in 2013, never did anything with it. It's a British site called Mixcloud, and they will let you play your own choice of music live on air, as in being able to be seen on camera and play the music. And you can do it, and you can play anything you like. All the music is licensed by them. Royalties are paid to the musicians whose tracks you play. It's all legit. It's all legal. You can do it using OBS, your favorite music player like VLC, and by joining up with the site. Now, this is, I don't know how they've done this, but it's £9 a month to play music 24/7 to the whole world. So just to say that I'll be playing my choice of music on Sunday at 3 o'clock on the 678 show.
And you get a Performing Rights Society license built in, do you?
Oh yeah, that's the whole idea. They've got agreements with all major labels, and it's all the PRS is built in. There's no comeback.
Right.
My brother had to get a PRS license once. He'd got the roller shutter open on his industrial unit and the radio playing, and a little man popped his head through the roller shutter door and said, "Can I speak to whoever's in charge?" And he had to get his checkbook out and pay the little man £178 there and then to avoid prosecution.
Yeah. Here's a question then. Right. So you've got this radio show, Stephen. Okay. What are you going to do now? So I take it people have got to go to the show.
They've got to go to my page on that site, yes.
So how are you going to market that?
Basically, I talk about it on Blabbing for Britain by putting links on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere I can. Get the word out. Hopefully, word of mouth. Have a good content. People enjoy listening to the music. The other point is, as I made yesterday on the show yesterday, is that it is a community. and a community that actually listens to each other's broadcasts. So I've building a community over there as well. So they will come and listen.
So what if there was a show, say Pete had a show, and I could go on and say, send your requests, and this is for the little lady that stays in a hill, she's up on her own, and this is a number by Ken Dodd, Tears for Souvenirs, sort of stuff. Is that right?
That's it. You can do that.
But you can't sing yourself, Pete.
No.
Yes, you can. You can. No, you can't. No, you can't. Sorry, John. I missed that one.
Sing.
I missed
You
that
know,
one.
here's a thing for you. I don't know if I'm going to go back singing.
But you did enjoy it, Pete.
I did enjoy it, but there's a lot of work behind doing a gig. You know, the setting up, dealing with the punters, getting your money, and then packing up and going home, and then getting up at 6 in the morning and going cycling the next day. It was a bit tiring. That's what I used to do.
You used to excuse me a moment.
Yeah.
I just want a screenshot of that. And anyway, I can do that. All right. Thank you, Chris. Okay, we're back now.
Yeah, you can say our next number is What's New Pussycat?
I think you're a better singer than DJ.
The thing is, he doesn't. I mean, at the moment I'm ripping CDs and I'm playing my music collection because it's obviously music I enjoy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it. But there is no problem with actually playing music you don't own, which opens up all sorts of possibilities.
Have they got a database if I put in Frank Sinatra? Blah, blah, blah.
No. This is bring your own.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, you
Right,
basically
the Indian, bring your own booze. Here you bring your own music.
correct. Yeah. So it's any music which is playing your desktop. Right. Technically, OBS, get yourself on screen so you can be heard. Yeah. Second thing is you then do a screen share. Well, no, then you turn on desktop audio, which means that OBS can hear every noise on your desktop. Yeah. You then start the music, and the music goes into OBS, and then you go out with the music and you to Mixcloud. That's it. It takes 10 minutes to set up. It takes an hour and it takes a while to discover how to do it, but I found out how to do it, and that's the short one.
Now the thing is, what time are you on at?
I don't know, because we're at 6s and 7s at the moment with the canvassing and everything, but I hopefully between 3 and 4.
Remember the link, and could I type a request into you when I'm there?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course you can. Yeah, you can send me a request.
And other stuff.
Well, hang on, I'll come back. Okay, I basically I didn't know what to do for a title. So 678 actually stands for 60s, 70s, and 80s. If anything from the 60s, Peter, I'm good. Or 70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Anything else going on? I mean, we've had nothing going on so far, but we've done quite well out of it. Right. Okay. Something to celebrate. Over Easter, 80%. Well, the highest percentage ever of generated energy. We had our greenest ever Easter because the majority of the energy we consumed was green. So that's a change if we think back to the coal-fired power stations.
But it changed dramatically the next day, didn't it? Even though it is better than it was because most of us were out in the garden, and the demand for electricity fell dramatically. So they were able to satisfy the demand with wind and nuclear and solar energy, weren't they?
Yeah.
You've let the facts spoil a good story, John. No, you're quite right there.
Well done, John. Keep them in their place, those greens.
Greens. If you don't eat your greens, you won't get any pudding. No, sorry. Okay. My attempted humour failed yet again.
That was sense of humour, Chris.
Oh, you're going back to Chris's previous comment about British sense of humour and that Belgians don't understand the British sense of humour.
I'm scared to have a sense of humour anymore. To some of the things that I blurt out, you know. Got to be careful.
You've got to be careful what you say. I agree, especially on the social media.
Very much so, you know. So I look forward to the day I use Delta Airlines, and I'll go up and they'll say, "What's your name?" I'll say, "Mr. Stewart, give me my ticket. Have you got a photo ID?" I'll say, "What do you need that for?" Are you a racist? What do you need it for? You don't need it in Georgia, according to you. Why am I giving it to you? That's the latest thing that's getting on my nerves. Are you sure, Nick?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
not long
Okay.
ago, you said you were prepared to have an identity card with all the facts on.
Till Georgia happened. I would have it, but I would say, why should I show you? You're against it. You think it's racist to show an ID card. Or is it only for voting? Only for voting.
But when you go to vote, you don't need any proof.
No, I'm
You
on
don't
about
even need to take
Georgia.
the poll card.
You've already given the proof because you've actually picked it up from an address, and you'd have to go out your way to get. I mean, we don't have ballot rigging in the UK, do we?
Well,
No.
there was
Did you get?
accusations last year, the local elections of fiddling, shall we say, the count, because in Indian and Pakistani, or let's say Asian households, it was said that the head of the household decided who voted for who.
And I think there was a Labour one because I think they went to one of the local mosque, I think it is, and it says you vote here. Give us your ticket, cross, put that in, sort of thing. This is who you vote. I've done my homework, but now I must learn how to tell the joke in a good way. Right, okay. Who could we? Oh, forever you do, Chris. Don't don't watch Channel 4 or BBC because that's lefties that's on there. You won't get their humour.
I'm waiting for the new television channel, Peter. When does it launch? This new television channel?
Oh, it's coming up shortly, and Stephen, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, and Stephen says it won't last 6 months. I say it will last over 6 months, and you're all my witnesses, because I'm a man of conviction. If I lose, I will give £100 to a charity. It'll be my choice, but it's not going to happen.
I said I don't bet, Peter. I hold opinions and I'll put those out in public. I don't bet.
No, you don't bet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if it lasts more than 6 months, I don't have to pay up. If it does, I will pay that money. No
This
fear.
is the Peter Stewart Drinking Fund charity.
No, not at all. I don't drink, do I? I'll probably give it to maybe a heart one or a children's one or a diabetic one. I haven't decided. I might give it to a military one. I'll check their voting, so I'll check they're not liberals.
Right, I can do it now. I can share my screen. It's actually loaded. Just a minute.
You've run out of time, though.
Just a minute. No, we can't go yet. We've got to stay.
Let them see it. Let us see it.
Yeah, I mean, I spent hours actually preparing this. Somebody spent. All right, I'm going to put this full screen so we can all see it. Okay. This is the map of Great Britain. And I'm going to fit all of it in right? Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the COVID map of Great Britain.
Right.
2 months ago, it was solid red.
Okay.
With more than 200 people in each area, or 200 people in 100,000 having COVID.
Yeah.
The majority of the country now is in 0 to 50 people per 100,000. That is an exact map of the country as at today. COVID is low everywhere, apart from parts of the Midlands and the North and Glasgow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
But I've watched that. Basically, that tells the story as it is today.
Right.
So,
And that's after most of the people have been vaccinated then, Stephen?
yeah, we're way over 50% now. So yeah, and they've well, it could no matter what you think about the government, this could not have been any better organised. Now, whether the government was in direct control is debatable, but I don't think that anybody could have done it any better than our institutions have. Anyway, John.
We're down to 24 per 100,000. We were at 598 at one stage.
No,
Yeah.
the governments, they've done as best as they can, I believe. But have we ever heard Labour say what they would do? Because they're the opposition. Have we actually heard what they would do from them? That I know.
No, Mr. Starmer has been quite supportive of the government, so
Yeah.
it's a very difficult situation because even he stood up and said, well, nobody's ever been here before, so who knows what's the best to do.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. At times like this, the other parties should support their government to get us all through it. Then fight later.
I agree, Peter. John, it's over to you. You do seem to be looking for something.
Oh, good God, it's 4 minutes past 11. We have run over. Apologies for running over. So it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from him, and it's goodbye from him. So one of those is near Stonehenge and it's not me. One of them is not on the beach, is in Aberdeen looking at the granite. Oh no, it's a wooden house you live in, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, I've got a wooden house, yeah.
Scandinavian style.
Scandinavian,
And, it's goodbye from me in the West Midlands. We'll be here same time, same place next week. And there's no Inspired by Him video this afternoon because we're having our Easter holiday from that this week. Goodbye.
Stay safe, everybody.